Have you ever wondered how sometimes you can manifest exactly what you want, while sometimes the manifestation seems hit or miss? I'm going to share with you the top 7 reasons why this is happening to you and what you can do about it. Hello, hello, hello. You are in the right place. You are listening to the Manifest on Purpose show. I am your host, Kimbaley. I am here to help you elevate your mind to a higher level of consciousness so that you can manifest on purpose. Thank you so much for joining today. Thank you for all of those that you invite to join as well. And thank you for subscribing and sharing here and on the website at Kimbaley, KIMBALEY.com. The God in me loves the God in you. I always share that you're always manifesting no matter what. But the question I want you to think about today is, are you always manifesting exactly what you want? Well, if you're one of those people that say no, this is going to be a very interesting conversation for you today. And I'm going to get into it. But before I do, let's hear our astro-numerology forecast for today, courtesy of astro-numerologist Lloyd Strayhorn and the Star 8 mobile numerology app. It is Wednesday, February the 19th. The sun is in Aquarius. The moon is in Scorpio. It's an 11 universal month, a 5 universal week, a 3 universal day. If ever there was a day that you've been holding back on something and you need to get it off your chest once and for all, well, today's the day to do just that. In particular, if your name or reputation comes into question, today puts you in a position to clear the air, set the record straight, and dispel any gossip or rumors that may be swirling about you. Now, if you take a look on the positive side of the equation, you have everything to gain by being positive, optimistic, as well as enhancing your name, notoriety, and reputation among your family, friends, and associates that you come with to the table with sparkling ideas that can possibly take things to the next level. It's in this regard that a Pisces, Sagittarius, and anyone born on the 3rd, 12th, 21st, and the 30th of any month may just be the ones. Once again, that is our astro-numerology forecast for today, courtesy of astro-numerologist Lloyd Strayhorn. You can download the Star 8 mobile numerology app at a star 8 ASTAR the number 8.com, or you can get it on Google Play or the App Store, or go to Linktree/numbers and you and check out some of his other products and services there. Make sure that you pick up your astronumerology forecast for the year so that you can plan the rest of the year out. You can get that report along with your compatibility report, personal report, or business report at Kimbaley.com. And if you want to go a little deeper, you can also book your astronumerology consultation as well. Now, let's jump into this story. Christmas time at Mama's house was hit or miss. Sometimes you would get something, sometimes you wouldn't. When you did get something, Sometimes you get almost what you wanted, but not quite how you wanted it. This happened to me quite often. And don't get me wrong, I was completely grateful anytime that she did get us anything. But it was kinda off sometimes. Like the year that I wanted the typewriter for Christmas. Yes, I know it sounds geeky, but I was so set and determined on being an author I wanted a typewriter, but not just any old typewriter. I wanted the newest typewriter. It was an electric typewriter. I even remember who manufactured it. It was made by Brother. And I love this typewriter because it had a correction feature on it. So you could automatically correct something that you made a mistake. Not like the manual typewriters where you would have to go in with whiteout. This new upgraded electric typewriter took care of all of that. So I went to mom and I just told her I wanted a typewriter. And she said the usual, "Girl, get out my face." And I was used to that. That's her Capricornian energy. But I did what she said because I wanted the typewriter. And I still wasn't sure that I was going to get it. Usually, I'm the last person up in the morning. However, on Christmas Day that year, I was the first one up and I ran straight into the living room to see if there was a gift for me. And there was. There was this big old box. So I just knew that I got my typewriter. I was so serious about this that I had already started writing my first book. It probably was a fiction book. I wish I had that book now, but I wanted to be ready when I got the typewriter so I could just start typing my stuff down. But I got surprised. I noticed on the way back to my room with the big box that the box was a little bit heavier than expected. Because I was so excited that I got it, I just kept going until I reached the room and I closed the door, sat down, opened up the box, and my lip hit the floor. I discovered that instead of getting me the electric typewriter that I wanted, she had gotten me the old school manual typewriter. It was a dinosaur. I could not believe what happened. On one hand, I was excited because I did get a typewriter for Christmas, but on the other hand, it was not the one that I really wanted. I know this is just a child story. However, it happens all the time. And this is one of the biggest things that I see in manifestation. A lot of people are seeing things manifest in their life, but they're not seeing things the way they quite intended or expected them to be. It's kind of like their manifestations are hit or miss. Sometimes they hit the jackpot and get exactly what they want, while at other times, not so much. So let's jump into 7 reasons why this may be happening to you. Reason number 7, your self imposed limitations. Don't you know you're an unlimited being? A lot of times people are held back at getting exactly what they want because they limit themselves from what they really want. Let me give you an example of how this can happen. Let's just say, for instance, that there's a specific amount of money that you wish to manifest or you wish to achieve in your life. However, you only feel like there's certain ways that that amount of money can come to you. For example, for people that are seeking a large amount of money, a lot of times they will say something like they want to hit the lottery. When you do say that, and there's nothing wrong with that, but you've set a limitation because instead of leaving it open for many ways for this money to circulate in your life, you cut it off at one point. So that means that the only way that money will come into your life is through that focal point that you set, your set point, which is hitting the lottery if that's what it is. However, here's how to fix that. Don't get caught up in dictating how things should enter into your life. The key to fixing that is to have an open mind. And when I say have an open mind, I mean have many vehicles. And I use the word vehicles for methods to circulate what you want to attract in your life. So you have in your mind, there's multiple ways that that amount of money can come into your life, not just one way. The more you open your mind to unlimited possibilities, the more unlimited possibilities you will attract. Number six, you're being a little bit too impatient. And another way that I like to say this too is you're manifesting out of desperation. You want something quick. And that's understandable because in today's society, it's like we're in the microwave generation where people just want to add water and it be done, or pop it in the microwave and it'll be done. A lot of times, when you are impatient or doing something out of desperation, you may see things come into play in your life that look like what you wish to attract or look like what you set your intentions on, but it's not really the real thing yet. Meaning it has to cook a little bit longer. It may be very similar, but it may not be exactly what you want right now. And there's a reason that this happens, and this synchronicity. The way to tell that you're getting close to what you want to manifest is because you begin to see synchronicities in your life. And these synchronicities begin to look like those things that you want to attract in your life. And the closer you get to it, the stronger these synchronicities get. So it may almost look like exactly what you want, but you may jump on it too fast and later on realize that you jumped prematurely and you should have waited for a better option. The solution to this is simply be more patient, become the observer in your life. Everything that comes to you is not for you. So take your time to observe those things that come into your life to see if this is, in fact, the thing that you've been setting your intention for all along. One more important thing here is to remember energy attracts like energy. So if you're attracting something when you're in that impatient state of mind or out of desperation, those are the things that you will attract into your life. Number five, you bit off more than you can believe in. There are no limitations other than yourself. But what you have to come to realize is it is your own belief or the lack thereof that can create limitations in your life. One of my teachers used to teach about relationships, and one of the principles she talked about in her relationship series was the law of the lid. And I'm going to use that here and I'm going to be talking about manifestation or your beliefs. I need your help with this. So, what I need you to do is I want you to imagine a glass jar with the lid on it. Okay. Now, everything that's inside of that jar is considered to be your beliefs. Where the lid is the cap that you put on your beliefs. So your beliefs can go no higher than that lid once the top is closed on that lid. What that is basically saying is you can attract no more than what your belief allows you to attract. So, in other words, what this is saying is if your intention is set to attract $1 million, but you don't believe that you can attract more than 100,000, then you capped your belief at 100,000. And the solution here is simple. You have to believe it first. If you feel like that you're one of those people that are capped at a certain amount, but you want to grow over that amount, then take small steps to begin to believe more than that. Esther Hicks said, a belief is just a thought that you keep thinking. So, what this means is you need to be doing subconscious mind techniques. You need to be using affirmation techniques to strengthen the things that you believe in. Number 4, your vibration is low, which hinders your focus. When you have an intention set to create something or manifest in your life, when your vibration is low, it's not going to happen. First of all, what we have to realize is that manifestation is the same thing as creation. You can't create and be in stress mode at the same time, because when you are in stress mode, your body functions differently because it is designed to help you get out of that stressful situation, which makes it hard for you to focus and makes it hard for you or impossible for you to create. The suggestion here is whenever you feel yourself in a low vibratory state, you need to immediately do techniques to get your vibration up. Sometimes it can be meditation. Sometimes you may have to take a walk. Sometimes you may have to read. And another thing that you can practice is preventative maintenance. Keep yourself away from things that will lower your vibration, like those negative people or things that you may be watching in the media. On to number 3. You won't step outside of your comfort zone, causing you to miss opportunities. How many times has that even happened to you? The number one cause of this is probably because of the fact that this person has to be in a fixed mindset. A person with a fixed mindset just kind of let life happens to them because they feel as if they can grow no more than what they already are. The trouble with that is it's not good for manifestation. I often tell people that manifesting is really alignment. So you have to be in alignment with those things that you want. And a lot of times, the things that you want are not going to be on that path that you've been on for your entire life. What I mean is, some people, especially those with the fixed mindset, feels comfortable doing the same thing over again. And Albert Einstein says that insanity is doing the same thing over again and expecting different results. You need to step outside of the box. A lot of times, your opportunities are outside of that comfort level that you've been on for so long. That's the reason why it's called growth. You have to step outside of those areas that you are so familiar with. And sometimes whatever you're looking for could be just outside of that area. So, if you feel like you're one of those ones that are afraid to step outside of your level of comfort, take small steps. Start doing things that are a little bit different for you. Sometimes you may open up doors that you would have never found if you had not stepped outside of your comfort zone. And now we're at number two. And number two is that you're a contradiction. Are you contradicting yourself? Are you telling yourself that you want one thing, but really subconsciously, what you want is something else? That sounds like, man, my intention is to be successful on this diet, but deep down inside, I know I want those cakes and cookies. Sometimes this could be due to the influence of another. It may be that another person is influencing you that is close to you to do one thing, but you know that you really want something else. And the idea that really stands out to me is like, say, for instance, if a child decides that they don't want to go to college, but the parent feels like, okay, they should go to college. But the child, just to satisfy the parent, goes to college and sometimes put their gifts on the shelf because they're doing what someone else felt like was best for them. This is one way that this could happen. And sometimes it could be due to your own influence. There may be some things that you feel like you should have by a certain age, or things you should get done within a certain amount of time. That pressure is on you as well. This could happen in relationships. Like, one person in a relationship feels like, hey, we've been in this long enough, we should be married by now, even though the relationship may not be at that level yet. What I suggest for a solution here is something that I think you should do anyway. You should keep a journal and you should take inventory of yourself to determine what it is that you want and why you really want it, so that you will know if it's something that you've been influenced to want or if it's something that you really want for yourself. And this conversation goes right into the number one top reason why your manifestations are hit and miss. And I bet you already guessed this one. Your intentions are not clear enough. A lot of times you feel like automatically the mind is supposed to know exactly what you want. But life is not built on supposition, and the mind is definitely not going to know exactly what you want if you're not communicating in its language. Your mind does not have Merriam Webster on standby. The mind understands energy, frequency, vibration, imagery, signs and symbols, emotions, and it takes everything literal. The mind does not have time to interpret. The mind collects data and information. So, in order to set an intention properly, you need to see it in your mind first. You need to make sure that it's really, really what you want. You need to know why you want it to give you motivation and staying power. You also need to have emotions. You need to imagine what it feels like. This is where your creative visualization comes in. When you're setting an intention, you should already be in the feeling as if you already have it. Your job is to convince your mind that you already have it. And the only way for you to do that is to be able to convince yourself first that you already have it. Going back to my example in the beginning about the typewriter, of course, I got that old typewriter because when I went to my mother to ask for, I just said, I want a typewriter. I did not tell her what type of typewriter I wanted. All I said was I wanted a typewriter. And in her defense, she gave me exactly what I asked for. So if you are unclear about your intentions, or if you are not setting intentions properly, then you get exactly whatever you ask for. And I guess that really sums up the solution there. Just make sure that you're setting proper intentions. Make sure that when you are requesting something, you are fully engaged in it and that you are really sure that is what you want. Even down to the colors and all of that, you should be accurate in your description. How I wish somebody would have told me that when my mom gave me that dinosaur typewriter for Christmas. But next year was a lot better because when I explained to her that I did not get exactly what I wanted, and I actually told her what I wanted, the next year she got exactly that. Sometimes manifestations are hit or miss. Sometimes you can get exactly what you want, and sometimes not so much. But when you notice that there's something off, go back to these 7 points to see if there's anything that you have been doing to hinder your own growth and progress. I love you to life. This is how you manifest on purpose.